Wait until you see what happens. Slow-mo. Look at that. Thor's untouched. Boom! Deflected again. Thor jumps in. If a tomato is a fruit, is ketchup a juice? I think the more important question here is this. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Have you ever had a dream that you were. Rip, I am not reading this whole thing. Top of the morning, dear laddies. My name is Septicai. I have screamed that so many times in Sea of Thieves, you have no idea. You fools. Think you'll be in the video before me. Pathetic. I just wanted to read that. That looked like fun. You know what else looks like fun? Totally accurate battle simulator! We have a handful of brand new units brought to you by the awesome Omega, who is a modder in the Tabs modder community. And we're gonna start with Iceman. In this one, we've got Iceman, the Human Torch, something called Ice Storm, as well as a work in progress, clearly work in progress Wolverine. And we're gonna take a look at Thor, because Thor is a better deflect god than the deflect god. Wait until you see that one, but this is Iceman. Check him out. I love the outfit. He did a great job on this. Now, if I remember correctly, Iceman, you could probably just like ditch the clothing. Because if you remember, Iceman is just like an icicle. It's just a naked looking dude covered in ice. So you could probably not do with the armor and go with just a naked colored Tabs unit of this color. Now, the lightning bolts in his hand turn into icicles, but there's no way of holding icicles in your hands. So that's what we're going to do. Let's test him against some units and see how good Iceman is in Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. We're going to start him off against a couple of hobbits, and he is one-shotting the hobbits, zero issue. Even if they swarm him, whoa, my god, look how far those hobbits went. All right, so far so good. He's able to deal with small units, no issue. What about some bigger units? How about Iceman versus a bunch of Minotaurs? That might have been a bad idea. He got rushed by the Minotaurs. He's able to freeze them, though they're not frozen, they're just slowed down. One's frozen, that one's dead. So his damage isn't that powerful. He's more of a crowd control kind of character. You know what I mean? I was expecting him to deal a lot more damage with his icicles, and you hear the sound effect of the lightning being shot. Iceman is buried beneath a pile of corpses. Literally, he's trapped himself in a frozen, fleshy prison of Minotaurs that are sinking into the ground. That's weird. Let's step it up a notch. We're going to go with an ice giant who is being slowed down. So that's what I mean by a crowd control character. He's able to like slow down units. So using Iceman in conjunction, in addition to other units to really deal the killing blow. But hey, one ice giant wasn't able to close the distance. Let's escalate. How about 6 Icemen versus 12 ice giants? This should be interesting. So there is enough damage. If they crowd control, if they focus fire on one ice giant, they can do the job. But look what's happening. There's a wall of dead, frozen ice giants, literally acting as a wall, preventing the other ones from getting close. That's actually a really good strategy. Now, if you were Iceman, you'd stay back, right? You'd avoid getting close, but for some reason, the ice guys are just deciding, you know what, we're gonna get right into the ankles of these ice giants. On the flip side, oh, this is climbing over. They're sinking into the ground. Why do frozen units sink into the ground? I have no idea, but that's how it goes. Iceman's doing a pretty good job. Even outnumbered 2-1, they're taking quick care. Quick care? That's a phrase. They're destroying the ice giants just like that. That's pretty good. Moving on to our next modded unit. A new one is the Human Torch. And I love this unit, but I would make one tweak. If you remember the Human Torch from the comics and from the cartoons, some of that, he's just a human fireball. He's just a human. He's on fire. He doesn't need clothes. You could literally take this bright glowing red skin, which is perfect, remove the clothing, perfect. He shoots fire. He flies. Done. You've got the perfect Human Torch. But for now, the fiery armor looks kind of cool. Maybe he's like a battle Human Torch. I don't know. But he should shoot fire, and let's put him against some pretty cool opponents. Yep, Human Torch does shoot fire, and he's making quick work of these clubbers, pushing them back. Not only does he deal damage, but it's also a knockback effect, which is kind of cool. Now let's test the Human Torch against people who want to close the distance. The Berserkers had a feeling to get right in on the Human Torch, who didn't have enough HP. Look at that. So he is a little fragile. He's not like many of the OP units Omega makes that have a ton of HP. A row of Human Torches versus multiple rows of halflings. And what is happening to them? Are they knocking each other over? I think they are. They can't control their powers. They're actually flopping around because they're blowing each other over. Now, will the hobbits even be able to stand a chance, even though the Human Torches are falling over? I don't think these hobbits can even get close. What about bigger units? What about things like ice giants, tree giants? Can they ignore the knockback effect and close the distance on these Human Torches that are just making a beautiful looking, disgusting display of fiery death, destruction, and mayhem? Here we go, Human Torches versus a bunch of tree giants. Are the tree giants able to ignore the knockback effect, especially when the Human Torches are knocking each other over? And that seems to be a case. They don't seem to be affected by the knockback at all. And you can see them getting inside and taking shots on the Human Torches, all the while surrounded by fire. This is a really cool looking fight. I love when fights have spectacle like this. Like the one time you saw Thor fighting and blocking off all these amazing shots and making it rain lightning. This is really, really cool. Now we're gonna go full speed and just watch the mayhem. Wow, the tree giants are gonna win this. The tree giants are even though they're trees and this is fire and Human Torch going flying through the sky. Bye! It's over. It's over. These tree giants too good. Way too good. Where's that tree giant going? Hey, there's a Human Torch behind you. Well, you're gonna walk off the edge. You're gonna fall and die. I don't know. All right, finish off this Human Torch. There you go. I don't know what that tree giant was doing. Now we're going to move along to our Wolverine unit, and this is definitely a work in progress. A good first try, but definitely needs some work. Let's take a look at him. He does have the claws or blades on his hand. Very hard to do claws in this game. Is it possible to have multiple blades? If we can do 3 blades per hand, I would give him a pass. The clothing needs a bit of work, and the green needs to be yellow. If it was at least yellow, if the shirt and the underclothes were yellow, I'd give him a pass. And sadly, there's no helmet in the game that looks like Wolverine. But let's see how powerful this unit is compared to other Tabs units. Let's start with our halfling test. Wolverine is getting jumped on by all of these halflings. I wonder how much HP he has and how much damage he deals. He is killing them a little bit. His kill speed doesn't seem to be too fast. I love the fact that he's flailing around. That's fantastic, and that's actually a really cool pose. That's cool. Now let's fight him with something with a little bit more oomph and HP. We have 10 knights versus Wolverine, 10-1, and he's doing a really good job. Wow. Okay, Wolverine's got more damage than I expected. He completely wrecked these knights in record time. Wolverine versus 10 samurai giants. Just how much HP does he have? Just how much damage does he deal? And can he even? No, not even close. Did he kill any? Are these ones dead? I can't even tell. Okay, that one's dead. So he seemed to have killed about half of them before dying. Maybe less than half. Maybe like 3 or 4 of them. 10 Wolverines versus 50 Vlads. I just wanted to see this. I just wanted to see what was going to happen. And so far, it looks pretty good. The Wolverines are clearly going to win. Those Vlads are not enough. That wasn't even close. Did Wolverine even like die? Not a single one died. It's time to go into the ridiculous realm of battles. We have about a dozen or so Wolverines in the front, 2 contingents of Icemans in the back, including this giant head Iceman. I don't know what happened to him. And then some Human Torches on the outside. I'm a little bit afraid of the Human Torches and their knockback effect ruining the fight. So I put them on the outside. Hopefully that will do the job versus a giant row of ice giants that are all climbing over each other to get into the fight. I can't wait to see what happens. Here we go. Wolverines jump in. Now, what I like about the Wolverines is they're acting as a distraction, while the Icemen, again, we talked about in previous part of the video, that they get to be the crowd control. The Human Torches are causing all sorts of mayhem, and the problem is the ice giants are so big and strong, they're not being pushed back. But there are some ice giants that are dead back here. Whoa, look at that. You're dead, and you're dead. At full speed, this is just madness. I think that our team of random superheroes is gonna win quite easily. I don't think this was powerful enough. I don't think this was epic enough. I think we need to up the stakes once more. Our super units, there's too many of them. And they're just destroying this one ice giant. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I hope you stuck around for this part of the video. If you have, let me know. Remember the one video we had talking about the deflect god and how good the deflect god was? Well, I have found the true deflect god in Omega's Thor. This and maybe even One Punch Man are some of the best deflect gods you have available in the game, and wait until you see what this Thor can do versus a lot of the major mods Omega has made. To start, we're going to do Thor against the Supreme God. Wait until you see what happens. Slow-mo, look at that. Thor is untouched. Boom! Deflected again. Thor jumps in on the Supreme God. Now watch this. He's beneath the Supreme God. This is the perfect deflect ability. Look at the stuff raining into the sky. You thought the deflect God was the deflect God? We were wrong! Thor! This Thor is the most amazing deflect god you will ever see. Watch this again. Boom! Every single shot now flying in the sky. Let's zoom out. Let's zoom out and appreciate what Thor is doing. Now, I had to do this on the simulation map because you need the space to be able to appreciate this. Look at that. Look how tiny Thor and the Supreme God look compared to what is happening. Amazing. Now, we are at a bit of a combat standstill. Thor can't reach the Supreme God, and the Supreme God can't shoot Thor. What's going to happen is eventually Thor will die to collateral damage. Thor will die to just the random bits falling and hitting him in the foot. How about that lovely contraption? Does that lovely contraption look a little familiar to you? That is the PC Destroyer. Are you ready? Now, I made it far enough away so Thor can't reach it. Here comes the shot. Here we go. I'm on slow-mo. Super slow-mo. We are on the slowest slow-mo possible. There is Thor versus the wall of the PC Destroyer. Watch what happens. Gonna get right in there as Thor is enveloped. Boom. Just completely swallowed up by the PC Destroyer. It is insane. You can't even see anything. All you see is this wall of yellow as the giant ballista bolts make their way through. Let's get out of the mess. And the wall continues past Thor. It's like a volcano erupted and there's a shockwave effect and it's moving past the building, the mountain that is Thor. And Thor still survives it. Let's get out of super slow-mo. Let's get to regular slow-mo. You can see all the logs flying that were deflected from Thor. And there he is, untouched, unscratched, ready to close in. And for some reason, the logs go all crazy from the PC Destroyer. Once you go at full speed, and boom, the logs disappear, the ballista bolts disappear, and here comes Thor, ready to wreck your day. Goodbye, PC Destroyer. Thor is more powerful than you. This is going to be the most gorgeous fight you've probably ever seen in this game. Beautiful. Like, we talked about the beautiful things of raining lightning. You want to see raining lightning? Watch this. You're going to love this. Here comes the first shot. Thor doesn't care. You can see it like rumbling along the ground, coming in on Thor, and Thor's like, nah, bruh. I'm blocking everything. I'm blocking every shot. Look how cool and cinematic that looks. Watch this. Look. This is just so cool. You can see the camera shaking and rumbling, and Thor's blocking all the shots, and Thor jumps through the lightning at the deflect god, at the darkness god, because Thor is the deflect god. Now, here comes the fun part. Thor blocking every bit of lightning, and the lightning falling down to the ground. This is not what Tabs was made for initially, but now, what we can see, what we can appreciate, what we can observe, is that. But the problem is Thor has HP, and as such, he can be killed by the collateral damage. He deflects the initial bolts, but they come raining back down, and he can't deflect those, and it's just too bad. What about Thor versus Goku? Goku has a really, oh my god, a really intense beam. Like, his attack is much tighter than the Supreme God's, but Thor is still able to deflect every shot. Check this out. Check out this perspective of this battle. Thor leaping through the sky, up and over Goku's attack. If Thor can get a smack in here... No! What just happened? I think someone just got thrusted through the map. I think someone just got launched through the map.